Okay, let me state my name to start out. My name is Keith Thomas. I went to Eastern Michigan University, and I'm a very, very dear friend of Pat Nicholson. Now, as scary as it may sound, I have known Pat for 20 years. I mean, I didn't think that day would ever get here that I'd be saying, wow, I've known somebody for 20 years, but he's one of the greatest guys I know, and he's also my best friend. And no, I was not paid to say these things. Recently, we had a discussion. He asked me, "Hey, Keith, man, Thomas, do you remember that? You remember that one time, 16 years ago or so, back over at the field house on campus? I knew exactly what he was talking about." So he explained to me that there might have been some doubters again about the validity of that story. And I said, you know what? I got you. Now, you originally asked me to write something up, and I started doing it and sent it. I think I deleted it. I said, I gotta look out for my man. He needs a testimony. I said, you know what? I could write up something, or I could do a video. Now, I don't do these a lot. I was a little rough. Cut me some slack, but I wanted you to see and hear right from me what I saw around or about or approximately January, February 1993. Now, me and Pat go back since high school. We both got recruited to run track at Eastern Michigan University. Once upon my arrival there, I sat out and decided to walk on the football team. So, I just wanted to wear the jersey to, it's authentic. I kind of liberated the jersey, but it's Eastern Michigan. I was on the team. I didn't play a lot, but that's another story. So here's the deal. January, February, we're working out at the field house. Now, at Eastern Michigan University, they got one location to do a lot of things. It's called Bowen Fieldhouse. I mean, you got the football team working out in the back, you got the basketball team practicing in the middle, and on the day in question, the track team was doing a workout around the track, indoor track. So, here's the deal. We're coming in to work out, a lot of guys on the team, and the group that I was in were the wide receivers and defensive backs. Cool, little quicker guys got some speed. I had some speed, but, not bad. A few guys on the team a little bit faster. So, upon arriving at the field house, they witnessed the track team doing the workout. And of course, being these guys have inflated egos, they felt, guys on the track team ain't nothing. If I was out there running, I could dust all of them. That's what they were saying, okay? And of course, they see my boy Pat. Now, we all know Pat. The Pat you know now wasn't the Pat that I knew back then. Now, the Pat I know now is, got the guns and looking like he'd been hitting the weights. Back then, he was about 130 pounds wet with like 2 bricks in his pocket. So he's a little guy, slight. But don't let the cover of the book fool you. The boy's fast. But some of the guys on the team, upon further review, they're looking it over and they see the little guy, he's about 130 pounds, 5'7", 5'8", and he's a white guy. So of course they're like, what's this guy doing? He's on the track team and a sprinter? I could beat him with my eyes closed. Now, I overheard him. Knowing I've known Pat for many years, I'm like, hey fellas, listen to me. I know you may think he ain't nothing, white boy, he can't run. I'm warning you. He's fast. Now, I ain't like that. In my book, you got it or you don't. You can run or you can't. You can play, you can't play. Doesn't matter, you're white, you're black. It don't matter. Hey, look what happened in the 2004 Olympics in Athens. The Chinese guy won the high hurdle, so hey, it don't matter. You can run or you can't. Here's my point. So these guys are talking some smack, and Pat overheard him, and I went over and I go, don't mind those guys, man. They're over there talking smack. They think they can outrun you. Now, Pat's a humble guy. Doesn't have a big head. He's a blue-collar guy. Puts on the hard hat, goes to work, busts his butt. He's got skill, but he's not one of these guys. He ain't going to be talking a lot of smack. So he heard it. Let him talk, no big deal. But a couple of these guys wanted to push the envelope. They wanted to keep talking, running their mouths, putting up a challenge. I warned them, fellas, I'm telling you, I ran against the guy in high school. I beat him once. I only ran against him once. Wouldn't dare run against him now. But I know what I'm talking about. He's fast. You don't want to mess with him. Back and forth. you know, in the court, well, what do they call it, the fog of war. You know, somebody said, hey, let's just settle this, line them up. So Pat took on, if my memory serves me correctly, it was at least 3 other football players. There might have been many as 4. And these are fast guys. Hey, I practice with them every day. Lined them up. I told them, I warned them one more time, fellas. The coach is here. All the guys, man, they got to come with girl. You're gonna get embarrassed. They want to listen to old KT. All right. I passed my homeboy. Pat's, you know, he's my brother from another mother. I didn't know this guy. I held his blocks because I knew what they were in for. Lined it up. Runners took their mark, set. Now, you got to remember, I was holding the block, so I was way at the starting line. I didn't see the finish, but you didn't have to, because you already knew the result. And you could be in the corner, you could have been up in the balcony. Everybody saw. Pat Nicholson, first place. And the football players, well, I'm going to tell you, it wasn't even close. All right, now, I don't know how well you guys know what 40 times are, but Pat Nicholson in his heyday. Where's my Bible? Let me get my Bible. Pat Nicholson in his heyday could probably run a 4.2. I bet he could. If he worked at it, I bet he's running a 4.3 probably just in his sleep. That's just on an off day. But I bet if he put his mind to it, he could have ran a 4.2. So I knew what I was talking about. So, that's my account. This happened on or around, sometime around January, February 1993. Once again, my name's Keith Thomas. You got any questions about it? Hey, talk to Pat. I'll gladly talk to you on the phone, whatever you need. But hey, here's my Bible. Here's my hand. And I testify everything I've told is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Holla.